So let's move on to our third topic of the day, which is mini camp, mini news. So we've all seen the clip. We've all seen the clip of Xavier Worthy dropping a catch from some intern throwing him a ball way too high. Rookie mini camps came and went just after the NFL draft. We saw the drops. Before we go into a Xavier Worthy talk, we saw all the press conferences. We saw Kingsley line up. We saw the rugby player get his handoffs and the special teams punt returns. It didn't look like anybody was really thriving in that punt return role. So we'll have to see how that goes. But obviously, the Chiefs believe that Xavier Worthy is set to be like a number one receiver or one of the wide receivers that they feature in this offense. Andy Reid said that he's the player that they're actually trying all the versions of wide receiver, the different ways to line up in Andy Reid's scheme. Mm-hmm. No other wide receivers on the Chiefs roster does that. So that's just one thing I'll mention that, kind of boosts Worthy stock up a little bit. But Dale, did that drop affect actual opposing defensive coordinators in the NFL or just freak out a bunch of other fan bases and get them excited that we already have a bust?
Bro, did y'all see Jamar Chase in preseason? What is he now? He talking like he's the man. He's up on Justin Jefferson. I'm not tripping off that. And we already said it earlier too that it was an intern throwing him the ball as well. Not being funny for the intern, they be out there trying to get theirs in, try to show a little something. You're not going to the league, bro. Just do your job. But still, the route, I was looking more at the route, how fluent and how easy it was for him, and really. His body type, y'all gonna get mad, but how he ran that route, I'm not gonna lie, he kind of looked like KT, like for real, just a little faster. I'm not gonna lie, KT. Hey, boy, look, Rashee Rice, don't let him catch the ball this season, cause you might be mad. I'm just gonna say that. Nah, but on a for real note, this how he ran it, and just seeing all the other clips as well too. It seems like this is just something that's normal for him. He has a feel for it, so I'm definitely confident in him. The DCs are not worried about that because at the end of the day, if you go back at it and you look at Tyreek Hill film as well too, it's a lot of time that he has some drops, but what they're worried about is they make more plays than they do, not making a play. So you don't want a guy like that get behind you into the defense. You're going to still worried about that because once it start to click for him and it start happening, I think him and Pat, they're going to have the connection. I think it's going to be something different than what we saw with McCole. I think they really going to have that just because I see his work ethic as well too. If you look at him when he's running his routes, he's very precise and it looks like he's actually mindful of how he's doing it. He's keying in on those main dips and turns and how he does that. He's utilizing his body like I would like him to if I was a coach, and I think Andy Reid see that as well. So if anything, they are more worried like, okay, this kid might be better than what we thought. I mean, I know you still got Marvin Harrison Jr. out there. That's one of the best wide receivers to come out the draft. You got Rome. You had Brian Thomas Jr. You had a lot of those guys who were above him, right? And we know that he boosted his stock because of his 40-yard dash time. But this is the prototypical receiver in the league now. Everybody keep on talking about they want the big body receiver. No, they're not running around how he just did that. It was very just. You don't know where he's going. You see my shoulders? I can't do it because that's how it looked. It was like, I'm sorry, them big guys, they running like this and all the neck up, shoulders up to their neck. Like, it's cool. You raw still. Like, I still see it. You still got it. But we know what we like in this scheme right here with Andy Reid. And it looks like he's doing what he's supposed to in that role right now. So, yeah, didn't do nothing for me. They were just picking at something. And it's the main pages that is, engagement farming. They just want people to come talk about it. That's it. So.
Yeah, I invested no time into a rookie mini camp, walk, whatever that is. I'm not investing any time into that. It's so much football that has to be played between now, and when this man actually puts pads on, and really starts to hit and gets contact. I'm not even putting a lot into Zotman catching punts. It's only so much you can invest in guys wearing shells. Like, I'm just being honest. We all play football. We all been there before. So we love to see it. He looks good. I mean, anybody would look good in shorts. I'm pretty sure Clellan could run through some cones, and run a couple routes and catch the ball in some shorts, and it'll look fabulous. But I'm not putting a lot of stock into that, bro. Like, we got to see him with pads on. We want to see him in training camp at least. Let's see him drop a ball in training camp with someone on his back draped on him, and then we can start talking about drop issues. Not just wide open, probably like his first rep in a Chiefs practice jersey. Like, we just know. Like,
and that wasn't even the first rep.
Well, just whatever it is,
They trying to make it like it was a first rep. We saw it before.
They invested a lot of stock into his drops.
Yeah.
I mean, but it comes with being the Chief, bro. You got the spotlight on you. So anything that you do is gonna be magnified. Just let that be known for Xavier Worthy now. I hope he noticed that. Take note of that. That little drop that you had in rookie minicamp, you see how big it's going to be blown up. So you can only imagine the drop in a real game. So just make sure that you don't have those problems going into the season. We're not putting a lot of stock into it, but just trying to avoid those type of situations, just because you're on the biggest team in the world right now, and you're going to be criticized super duper heavy for this minute things that you do. So you just got to be mindful.
Right. So my answer is no. Defensive coordinators do not care about that measly drop. And if anything, based on what they've heard from the practice squad quarterback I mentioned earlier, Chris Oladokun, as the only quarterback throwing to all these rookies, he calls Patrick and mentions that Xavier Worthy is as fast as advertised. He is that fast on the football field. So that is one positive sign. And Dale, you pretty much made my point. The best thing that we saw out of those clips was his route running. Anybody who thought that Xavier Worthy was just going to be another McCole Hardman who takes one hit and is out and can't actually run routes, I think immediately has the impression that, no, Worthy looks legit. Like, his route running is as good as advertised. And with all the drama that's surrounding the wide receivers right now, he could be on pace for a monster season and get like a crap ton of targets. And just, you are our featured target for right now. Go prove your worth, Mr. Worthy. And I feel like Zay has the opportunity to be that. And I feel like he relishes in that. He wants that feeling. He thinks he can be a number one wide receiver. And the fact that he gets paired with Hollywood Brown and Travis Kelce on the same offense and Isaiah Pacheco in the backfield is just going to do nothing but raise his stock. And his speed, everyone loves his speed. And we'll have to see how long it takes to showcase that on the field, because they all said if you give him any space, he can run by and he's gone. So I'm not saying he is Tyreek Hill, but it gives you that Tyreek Hill effect that all these other NFL defenses were afraid of years ago, even when Tyreek was literally the 3-yard and out of bounds receiver, wasn't even running 80 yards down the field finding the open space. We were using him in the short range and he was feasting then. I feel like Xavier Worthy is set up for that role perfectly. And all the concerns about his dropping one catch and his weight and can he run routes, I think we're already seeing that he cares and he's already working on himself. He's already trying to get better. He knows the situation that he's in, and maybe he's seeing from personal experience from a teammate that it's time to get to work. It's time to work on myself, work on my craft, and be ready, because this team is going to ask a lot of me right away, and I'm not going to be scared by it. I'm not going to grow small and not want to face this challenge. I feel like he is ready for this, and his little hiccups we may see is just being a rookie. He played tremendously in college, and he's very young. The Chiefs' first draft picks were very young. So that's one thing to keep in mind is he can always improve even more with age. He can get bigger. He can get stronger. He can get, maybe he can even get faster. Whew, pinch me, I'm dreaming. But his route running can improve even more than what we already saw. I am not deterred by what I've seen from Worthy so far. If anything, I'm more excited to see him on an NFL field and have true competition instead of a pitch and catch drill like we talked about.
And Worthy, he's just doing everything that he's supposed to do in rookie minicamp, right? It's not really like a full off season for him yet where he's able to go interact and work out with these other guys. We know wide receivers do that a lot. They don't care because they're working on their craft. Just be on the lookout. I'm telling you right now, people are going to be like, oh, you don't. He's going to meet up with Tyreek sooner or later because Tyreek like working with other guys just as fast as him. I don't care what we think about him before leaving. Reek, if you show him how to use his body like you, it's gonna be trouble. That's what we really want. We know you fast. Once you can use that body like he use it, that little all that, it's gonna be long days for opposing NFL defenses.
No doubt. Anything else you guys want to talk about for Xavier or the mini camp?
Let's see it.
Let's see it translate. I was just looking at all the NFL special dates and all that coming up. The end of July, man. We're not that far away for going back to St. Joe and getting in the hot and sweaty and puking because we're running so hard, and Andy Reid's pushing us really hard in practice because he wants to see it in practice, and then the games are easier. So I can't wait to see how much it translates. Be sure to like and subscribe and follow us on all our social media platforms at Red Kingdom Media.
If you enjoyed that, make sure to check out the full-length episode below.